In 2025, pricing your home wrong can be your biggest financial mistake ever. In this video, I'm going to be exposing the biggest pricing mistakes that sellers make that is costing them to sell their home and how to sell your home quickly. What's going on, guys? It's Cody with EXP, and in today's video, I'm going to be exposing the pricing mistakes that sellers are probably going to make in 2025. I'm making this video so you sellers, you as a seller, can avoid this mistake going on into the new year, because I've seen this all in 2024. Guys, if you haven't been watching my vlogs, I've been coming across sellers who have been overpriced, and that's why their homes have not been expiring on the market, or they took it off the market because they're not getting what they're getting and they're getting consistent lowball offers. Well, in this video, I'm going to be exposing those lies that other realtors probably tell their sellers that, hey, you know, if they want to sell it at that price point, that's a great idea without doing the proper research. So without further ado, be sure to follow all of my social medias on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Guys, like I mentioned earlier, I'm posting vlogs. You guys are seeing me take expires. You're going to see exactly what I'm talking about in this video if you guys stay tuned to those vlogs, because you guys will love those vlogs anyway. So if you need a realtor who's going to tell you the truth, get your property sold quickly, then actually put your property out there, actually, you know, marketing your property. If you need a realtor who's going to actively sell your property and get a motivated realtor, should have contacted me down in the description below. Without further ado, guys, let's expose these things that sellers do that you need to avoid in 2025. Number one, obviously, overpricing your home. Guys, I always go to this analogy. You know, obviously sellers don't want to sell their home than less than what it's worth, right? You know, it would be sweet to sell $1 million property at $2 million, because, you know, what the seller wants to make another $1 million profit, make $1 million in profit, wants to sell the property at $2 million, but the comps come back at $1 billion. You know, any realtor, everybody would love to sell their property at $2 million, but you have to bring sellers down to earth sometimes, because, you know, sometimes, most of the time, sellers really have big egos, and you really have to talk to them. I've experienced it, because I went on these appointments, and sometimes these sellers have big egos, and you really just have to sit down and talk with them that, hey, if you want to sell it at this price, we love to sell it at this price, but 9 times out of 10 your home is not going to sell, and it's going to sell on the market for days and days and days and days on end. And if you want to sell pretty quickly, overpricing your home is just like shooting yourself in the foot. You're not going to get anywhere with, you know, overpricing your home for that much, and, you know, you're not going to get anywhere from overpricing your home at a ridiculous amount. And, you know, later on in this video, I'm going to be explaining other things that you probably didn't even know that you were doing when you probably put your home on the market the first time. But I just wanted to get the very basic out the way, just overpricing your home. Number two, underpricing to create a buzz. Now, this one's kind of controversial, because sometimes I really encourage my sellers to do, you know, a little bit below the market value to, you know, create a bidding war. But there is a point where you can go a little too low, and that can really do you much wrong. Like, in a sense where if you price your home too much below value, like below that, you know, kind of bidding war phase, you're probably going to get lowball offers than what your home should really be selling for. While it can really work, this can really work if your home is very desirable in a desirable neighborhood. This can very work. But let's say for an average home that you're just trying to sell, and you're trying to create some type of bidding war, that is a huge risk for an average seller who's selling their home, you know, in an okay neighborhood, in a neighborhood that's not that much desirable. But this can really, you know, be a huge risk to you, and you're probably not going to get the offers that you were really looking for if you didn't have proper strategic planning on how you can do this underpricing. Because, you know, creating a bidding war is not easy. You have to get a lot of motivated buyers to get created in the bidding war. And like I said, most bidding wars are only going to work if the house is desirable, it looks good. Like my previous video, make those necessary repairs if you want the most out of your property. But, you know, the best cheat codes, as I like to call them, if you want to, you know, really do a bidding war, the neighborhood has to be desirable. Something has to be desirable for people to be like, hey, I want to go up and up and up and up. And, you know, it has to be some sort of reason for people to do that. Number three, Bunch of sellers do this, especially first-time sellers, ignoring local market data. Guys, the data doesn't lie. The market doesn't lie. Right now, we're in 2025. This is expected to be a really good market because, we're having, interest rates are still going down. I mean, they're still high, but they're going to be coming down soon. And it's going to be a really good buyer's market because I think around about springtime is going to be a really good hot market. But the whole point of this section is that you're not keeping an eye on, what your house is selling for, and keeping an eye on the market, especially if you're trying to sell your home and you're not doing the proper research. You don't know what you're getting out of your property. You're really just flying blind. I mean, that's what our jobs are here for. We're here to provide you all the local statistics, but also I encourage sellers to do research themselves because, they have to be informed too. We're supposed to inform you guys, but we also want you to be informed too. That's why I analyze compare market analysis. Those are the best ways to compare how much your home will be worth and how much we can sell it for. Basically, if you don't know what compare market analysis is, basically what I like to do, I like to compare recent home sales that recently sold within 3 to 6 months and compare it to your property and see how much we can sell your property for a little bit above AVM, or we can sell it at however much your home is worth right now. That's like how I like to compare other sold properties to get you the highest amount possible. Number 4 that a lot of sellers really make, I've seen this countless times, relying on emotion and not strategy. This goes back to the point where at the beginning of the video I said sellers have big egos. Sellers want to get the most amount of money possible, which I heavily agree. You should get the most amount of money possible, but you need to be super realistic about it. Because a bunch of these sellers that I really met, they really want to net a huge amount, which I like I said, I would love to help them do that. But at the same time, you're risking on sitting on the market for a very long time, and a bunch of sellers don't want to do that. I'm pretty sure you don't want to do that. If you want to sell your property, you wouldn't want to sit on the market for a very long time. You want to get your property sold quickly, right? So why be so delusional to upsize or sell your property a little above market value, 100,000, 200,000 above market value, and man, I didn't do no repairs to even add that value to the property. At this point, like I said, you're basically shooting yourself in the foot. You're literally setting up an opportunity to sit there and not do nothing. So instead of using emotion and using ego to sell your property, you need somebody like me who's going to give you the proper strategies on how I'm going to find you those buyers that you want, sell it at a price that is super realistic to get your property sold quickly, and come up with a strategic plan on how we're going to execute everything to get your property sold in the right time frame. That's exactly why I'm here, guys. So if you want a really dedicated real estate agent who's going to tell you the truth, give you right strategies, be sure to contact me down in the description below. Last, number 5, skipping the pre-listing strategy. Now, this strategy is fairly new to me. I'm actually starting to use this strategy now. If you guys haven't watched my last video where I did a as-is versus, actually making repairs for my sellers, actually the pre-listing strategy is kind of the same thing. Making sure you're doing all the necessary repairs before you go on the market and make sure everything looks good. Every Monday, I'll update my sellers on what the competition is around us, what has sold, what has been on the market, what just got on the market, to be aware of what is around us. So it's more deeper than just pricing it right, fixing up the property. It goes back to the next session where I said you have to do your research. Look what's around you. Look what's active around you. It's not only just a neighborhood. You have to look, miles around you. What's new around the area? What's sold around the area? You just have to be aware of what's around you and what's your competition. And that's what I like to call the pre-listing strategy. Or you can call it the post-listing strategy. But this is a very elite strategy if you're trying to get top dollar. So make sure your home looks good. Make sure you do all the repairs. Make sure you're pricing it right. And make sure to be aware of what's around you. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed these things that sellers usually make these mistakes when they're pricing their home in 2025. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and let me know down in the comments, did you learn something? Are you a seller that you learned something new in this video? Are you an agent that you're going to tell one of your clients that, hey, I learned something new in this video, we're going to execute those? I'd love to hear it in the comments below. And make sure you guys, like I said, be sure to follow all my social medias. I post daily real estate blogs that you guys are really loving it. I'm loving the engagement, guys. And, you know, I just love sharing my stories. And you guys should really check it out because it's really good. Everybody's liking it. So, you know, other than that, guys, if you're looking for a dedicated agent, sellers, buyers, if you're looking for an agent that's going to help you buy your next home and help you sell your next home, be sure to contact me down in the description below. But other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Let's get it.